Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Listen, this episode of Couch Conversations is going to be transparent, literally just like the last one. If you missed the last Couch Conversations episode, please go back and check it out. It will be in the description box below for you guys. Getting into today's topic for this episode, finding myself all over again, making adjustments, overcoming somewhat of childhood calamity. This Couch Conversations episode is probably going to go in a million different places at once. So buckle up your seatbelts and let's just ride. I would just like to first of all say, welcome to my life and come on into my world. I feel like I have found myself all over again in many different ways over the past 6 months of my life. Since October last year, like I have endured one of the most mentally and emotionally perplexing seasons of my life. Somewhat unbelievable, chaotic personal season of my life that I will share when I can. I keep telling y'all that I'm not going to explain, like over the course of these past 5 to 6 months, I have been saying like, I can't explain, and that doesn't mean that y'all won't ever know what's going on. It's just that I can't discuss it right now. In those struggles, I have learned lessons about not just myself, but about the people that God has placed in my life and just more things. And one of those lessons includes what I shared in the last Couch Conversations episode last month about letting the people that love me and overcoming the mental barrier of speaking my mind. And it's a crazy thing when life is falling apart and it's also coming together at the same time. And, you're just between woo and boo. So personally speaking, like I kind of hate it here. I've stated before how I went on this journey of this mental reconstruction of just getting my life back to the people and the things that matter most in my life, decluttering my mind and my life of thoughts and people that don't serve me purpose anymore for where I'm headed in life. I feel like I've taken care of the decluttering people part when I put it into a very manipulating friendship last year, as you guys know, that I've talked about, several times before. And I'm working on decluttering certain thoughts or mindsets. And I'm starting to see how problematic my childhood actually was in many ways. And so it's like, whoa, okay, things went wrong here, which is why I feel the way or act the way that I do about a certain situation now. It has always been a goal of mine to strive to make life meaningful and always find the beauty in almost everything because I genuinely love life. And it can be hard when you are on this roller coaster and you're just trying to live in the moment and slow down. And it's just this mix of bliss and chaos all at the same time. And this isn't the first time that, my life has felt like this, because we all have those moments where the bliss and the chaos collide together. I will say, like, over the past several weeks, a lot of insecurities have been revealed. And because of that, I have had a lot on my mind recently. And these are insecurities that have been pointed out just in general, random conversation with my friends or through things that I hear that make me think about this season of my life that I'm currently in. And God has proven so many times to me last month that I am good and that I'm in good hands. And I always knew that, but when trauma becomes your resume, suffocating yourself becomes your job, because it's a system of thinking that can cripple you mentally because you're fighting for yourself. You feel like you're fighting for yourself in a sense when you just don't say anything. I've found myself less of an anxiety freak recently, and I love that because I feel like I sleep better at night. And I'm more present in my friends' lives as much as I can possibly be, because, I have to show up for myself first, of course. And yes, my life is still hard right now, but like it doesn't feel like this consistent burden or constant stress or strain on my mind all the time, which is amazing. And I most definitely give God the credit for that. And I also feel like spring break helped a lot with that because ever since January, my headspace has been everywhere. Like my thoughts weren't necessarily spinning out of control, but I found myself like just always nervous, and I was just seriously on the go with academics and just trying to get the third quarter over with before spring break. And I finally had the time to stop and take a break during spring break, and it was just a nice little reset for me. When it comes to me, people know me as a PK, a church kid, singer, musician, famous student, this family-oriented person, you know, and that is all true. But honestly, many of the things that I do or love have nothing to do with my family a lot of the time. I'm gonna be real here. Never have I gone to my parents physically and verbally told them that I'm depressed. Like, not right now, but like in general, like when I have been, you know, I have never went up to them and said that. So in place of what I want to say, music became that safe place because of how it uplifts me, which is why music and I are best friends, as you guys know, because I am such a music freak and music lover. And this comes from someone who knows how people respond when you say stuff, especially when your parents are pastors. And there's just certain stuff you don't say because, you know, church people have the tendency to over spiritualize your situation. And it's like, I didn't ask for that. I just wanted you to listen to me and pray for me. And this generation, like, just really wants to be understood. In addition to that, my dad and I are very close to each other. So, you know, now in this season of my life, I feel like if I did enter this state of depression, I feel like I could, you know, because my dad and I are very close. So we understand each other very well because we have similar perspectives on many different things in life. Whereas my mother, you know, we are very different. So when it comes to her, it's very easy for me to be misunderstood right off the bat. And it's been like that for a while. And so there's many times I get hurt instead of an apology. And in return, you know, when I'm trying to respectfully say that you did this and this and this to me, and this is how I feel, instead of an apology, you know, more times it's defense mechanisms as to why we couldn't do this or do that as a parent should. And so it gets complicated sometimes trying to handle people that you can't escape from. So a lot of times I know, like, you hearing me now versus what I post, like, it can be confusing in the public eye when I say I love my family. And most of the time, the only other woman that I post besides me on this channel is my favorite singer, because I feel like she conveys music in a way that is relatable to my life that other people just don't know how to respond properly to, if that makes sense. And I think y'all low-key kind of knew something was up when I didn't say a whole lot about my mom in the Women's Day vlog that I posted last month. But I love my family, and I mean that sincerely. But for me, I didn't get everything I felt like I was supposed to get from my family. And so once I realized what needed to be given wasn't going to be given, I just started looking for it outside of the people that I thought should have given it to me. Whatever it is the fill in the blank word. That's why this correlates with the last Couch Conversations episode about trusting people, because I've honestly found trust outside of my parents in the past 5 to 7 years of my life. So when it comes to a lot of things, it's been from an outside party, if that makes sense. So now you can see why it makes sense that my favorite singer's presence is here on this channel very, very often. And when I didn't have the certain people that I needed, when I was in a headspace that only I understood what I was thinking, who in the world do you think I was listening to encouraging me? You better best believe that it was Mignon Bolton Sarton, okay? The people that are there are going to get the recognition, period. People see me and see our family and think that I had it perfect growing up, when really that's not the case. And to be honest, I I'm still connecting pieces of the puzzle together just as much as other people are trying to do with their own lives as well. I do claim the fact that I have a much better support system and more stability than most my age. So we still do honor the Lord. So while connecting these pieces of my life together with God's help, of course, I feel like I'm finding myself again, learning from these childhood calamities, if that makes sense, and using that to make adjustments and go chase after what's real and what's genuine so I can be the best version of myself. So now that you know, welcome to my life. I hope y'all enjoyed today's Couch Conversations episode. Listen, like more recently, I feel like I've been getting more and more transparent with y'all on somewhat of a deeper level. People within my age and my circle are looking for stability, security, and other people like us to relate to. And I'm glad that my transparency can do that for people because this is what this channel has always been about. Okay, now before we go, I do have to let y'all know a little bit of devastating news. Don't worry. Listen, if it was bad, I would be crying and I would be in tears, okay? So you know that it's nothing too tragic. But I am going on another YouTube break. It is time because I have been hitting the ground running with this channel with content from the fourth quarter of last year into the first quarter of this year. I have been consistent with content through all of the major holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, and then just Easter last week. So we're going to take a chill pill for a little bit and then we're going to pick back up in May so we can hit the ground running for summer season because I don't want y'all to miss, what's going on this summer. I will be gone starting tomorrow all the way until May 1st to give y'all, like a little recap of everything that happens the second half of this month. So y'all feel like y'all are a part of it. But the actual routine where we pick back up on episodes will be on May 10th. So y'all will go almost a month without me, but that's okay because it's been worse before. If y'all can remember back in summer 2019, I actually took that whole summer off because of my surgery and the loss of my grandmother. So y'all went without me longer then than y'all will be without me now. I just wanted to make y'all aware so that you know what's up and that y'all don't be out here in these streets getting concerned about me. But I love y'all and I will see y'all in May 2023.